Hi there, it's Mark Ritson at dailystar.co.uk. Now, have you heard of Noel Clarke? Surely you have. He's the main actor and director from the UK smash hit films Kidulthood and Adulthood. Now today, I'm off to interview him to find out what his plans are for 2010. Let's go and see what he's got to say. Okay, Noel.
Yes.
Pleasure to meet you.
Lovely to meet you as well.
For dailystar.co.uk today. So this time last year, you know, you were awarded the Orange Rising Star Award at the BAFTAs.
Yeah.
I mean, how did it feel to have your work highly recognised?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, it was a great honour to get that, and I think that it's sort of a double whammy as well, because you're put there by your peers, or you're put there by the industry. Because I've learned how it works a lot more because I'm on the jury. I was on the jury this year, so you're put there by the people in the industry, and then those people put the 5 nominations, and then the general public are the people that then vote on who they would like to see win it. So it's kind of like saying the industry are going, we're giving these 5 people the nod, and then the public are going, of those 5 people, this is the person we would like to see the most, you know. So I think it was a great honour.
What's your favourite British film of all time? You can name a few if you can't pick, make a choice.
Favourite British film of all time? Trainspotting, maybe.
Not a bad choice.
Maybe Trainspotting. Yeah, I would think Trainspotting. I'm having to really think because I'm going back and I'm like, what have I missed? Trainspotting, I think.
So I move on to Kidulthood and Adulthood.
Yeah.
Massive in the UK. I mean, are these the type of films you're looking to produce more often? Because youngsters can relate to it in a sense. No one had really done something like that before.
Yeah, when Kidulthood came out, no one had really done any movies like that, and I think it was and Kidulthood and Adulthood has sort of become like maybe the benchmark of that type of film. I think for me personally, having done those, and now a lot of other people doing them, is to maybe try and move on, maybe try and make the next evolution happen in terms of what British movies are gonna become, and I think that's what 4321 is trying to do. It's kind of taking all that stuff that I had in those films and making that audience know that it's still a film for them, but opening it up to a much broader audience so that other people that didn't like those films can relate to this one and like this one as well.
I was going to say, moving on to 4321, your latest project, it's due for release pretty soon, yeah. I'm guessing.
Well, June.
June? Okay, so this year.
June, yeah.
Brilliant. I mean, what can you tell all the Daily Star viewers and your fans about it?
I mean, it's just a thrill ride from start to finish. I mean, it's sort of, anyone who's liked the previous 2 films will love this one, and actually people who didn't like those really will like this one as well. It's kind of a bit of an action thriller about 4 girls who kind of get inadvertently involved in a diamond heist and have to navigate their way out of it. And I don't want all the women. I want you to know that 4 girls have good parts. So they're not just like damsels in distress. They have good parts. But all the boys need to know that I haven't let you down. And there's enough in there for the lads as well that they'll enjoy the film just like they did the previous 2. Adam Deacon, for me, he sort of represents a generation of young people, and they support him. And that, a lot of people have said, oh, but that audience is sort of an urban audience and they're this and that. But Dizzy Rascal releases a single, it's #1. Tinchy Strider releases singles, #1. Chipmunk releases a single. That audience is not a little urban audience anymore. That audience that those guys represent, N-Dubs as well, that those guys represent, and Adam Deacon represents in the acting world, is a mainstream audience. And I think the sooner that people realise that Deacon and myself that relate to regular people, and not just the people with the monocles, and then the sooner we can get a nice change in the industry and start making really, really good films.
Okay, if you had one choice,
yeah.
Which big name actor would you like to have in one of your productions in the future?
Probably Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Any reason why? Is he favourite?
I think the guy's just a great actor, man. I think he's a great actor, and I think as I get older and I do different films, I mean, I'm always going to come back and do a film like that. The boys can be like, yeah, this is. But as I get older and I'm doing different films as well, there's a couple of things that I'm writing that I really think I would want him to do, and just go and just do a film at a different level so people are like, oh, that was a wonderful movie, wasn't it? Who did that? Good Lord, it was Monocle pops out. It was Noel Clarke. Do you know what I mean? I do want to try and do different things and diversify. So there's definitely films that I want him to be in.
So after 4321 gets
Yeah.
released in June, I mean, you're obviously working on projects now,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, yeah.
But what have you got in the pipeline?
There's one that came out yesterday that got announced called Fast Girls,
Okay.
which is sort of a British Olympic movie to come out summer 2012 before the Olympics. Sort of Any Given Sunday meets Rocky meets athletics, you know. So really in there with the athletics and stuff like that. So that's one that got announced the other day, came out quite accidentally, or we mentioned it and everyone jumped on it. But there's other plans as well. There's other plans as well to bring real movies from the UK, not just like British film, which we love. It's great. You can all do British film and we love it. But movies. So you come out of the cinema and you're like, man, that was worth the £103 I paid for the ticket, the popcorn, the hot dog, the nachos. The girl that sat next to me that's not even going to give me a snog at the end of the night. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I want people to be entertained, and that's what I'm about, making movies. So there's some good plans, yeah.
What do you think of Twitter? I mean, is it a waste of time? You know,
I love it.
You love it?
What do I think of Twitter? I love Twitter because I think that it's like, partly, yeah, it's like, well, why does anyone care that I'm sitting there being interviewed, right, if I'm tweeting that? But people obviously do, right? Because otherwise they wouldn't follow you. And I think it's just an insight into people's lives, and that if you're in the public eye, or you're in a place where people kind of are always saying, oh, I wonder what they're doing, and you're actually saying, I'm doing this, it can really make you seem normal. Because at the end of the day, there's nothing that separates me from any other regular person. I still change my boys' nappies, I still try and watch the football when the missus wants to watch Sex and the City or whatever. And I think when people see that you're just a regular person, it kind of, you know, it just makes you more relatable, I think. And I think that's important.
I'm glad you mentioned football. I was
Yeah.
going to ask, are you a football fan? And if so, who do you support?
Yeah. Liverpool. I'm not chuffed with them at the moment.
No?
I've got to say, no,
No?
I haven't been.
Is Rafa Benitez?
I don't blame
Does he
Rafa.
have to go? No,
I
you
don't blame Rafa. I do not blame Rafa. He won the Champions League. I can't blame him. I cannot blame him.
Who's your favourite player then?
He could sell the whole team and put the McDonald's crew on the pit. I wouldn't blame him. I blame the Yanks because he won the Champions League. Gerrard, Torres, those two all day long, man, all day long.
If they stay fit.
They'll be fit, man. This is just one of those seasons. It's like a black cat, a big black tiger, knocked over the bus at the beginning of the season. Something must have. They all walked under a ladder. I don't know, but next season it'll be sorted out. But I don't blame Rafa.
So you're part of this new show for
Yeah.
Retos. You're one of the judges.
Yes.
I mean, you're trying to find the best clip for a new advert.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about it? I mean, it's 200 grand up for grabs, isn't it?
Yeah, potentially 200 grand. Yeah. Basically, it's a chance for people that you know, want to possibly get into the film industry or the commercial industry or just into that sort of industry. It's a chance for them to do that, basically, by making this 29-second clip, which yes is an ad for Doritos, but at the same time it's like a short film. It's like something creative that you can put out there and potentially win this 200 grand. The main thing is to be creative with it, is to be memorable. Some of the best ads are memorable ones that we remember, like the gorilla beating those drums, or those guys saying what's up, you know. Some of that stuff is some of those ads are the best ads. I mean, there are those really arty ads you think, oh, that was good, you know, but I think within the time frame of this one, it's something that's memorable, something that is creative, but it's not about the technology. It doesn't have to be the most expensive. It could be a couple of 18-year-olds with the camera phones who make one that's good, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm assuming most of the people that join will probably be people that want to make films or want to get into that. They'll be the people most driven to do that, and this really provides an opportunity for them to do that. And then if they win the money, then they can make another film.
Lastly,
Yes.
What advice can you give to graduates and budding film students, looking for their big break in the industry, whether it's directing or acting itself?
I think the key is really to just stay focused, stay focused, and don't always wait for things to happen. Make sure you do them yourself. Don't contact me and say, yeah, I'm thinking about writing a script. Contact me and say, I've written the script. Now what do I do? And then I'll be more than happy if I can to tell you where to go.
Thank you very much, Noel.
Thanks a lot,
Absolute pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, you too, brother.
Thank you very much.
Nice one. Cheers.
Thank you.